Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro, friends. Real quick before we get started, three things actually. First of all, wherever you're watching this, we'd love you to subscribe, follow, or like this video. And it just gives us some feedback about who's engaging and who's not engaging. Second thing, our upcoming leadership workshop, coffeefest.com/leadership. Please check it out. And if you are interested in helping the rural bushfire service, please head to our show notes. Australia is now getting flooded. So they've gone through bushfires and sandstorms and hail, and now they're undergoing flooding. And so the rural bushfire services and the RFS and all of that are also very helpful in those situations. So head to our show notes and help with that situation. Today on the Daily Coffee Pro, we are talking about the new series for this week, the next 5 episodes, which is mentoring across the coffee value chain. And this is fun because I'm constantly asked by people, how do I find a mentor? And I'm also asked by people, how, if I want to be a mentor, do I help people who need mentoring? Awesome questions, and we're going to talk about them, all those things, across the next 5 episodes. So today and all the way through till Friday. If you're listening to this, it will be today being Tuesday until next Monday. All right. So what are we going to talk about and cover across this next 5 episodes? First of all, today we're going to talk about mentorship across the coffee value chain. That's today. What is it? And what are the different roles that they play as mentor and mentee? We're also going to talk about finding a mentor. That's the next episode. And then the episode after that is going to be about becoming a mentor. How do you go about doing that? And what do you need in order to consider yourself somebody's mentor? What are the skills that you need? Then in the third episode, or the fourth episode, we're going to talk about how not all mentors are created equal. And I know that may sound like a pretty weird subject, but it's true. I outgrew a couple of my mentors, and for some of my mentors, I simply wasn't ready for them. And so not all mentors are created equal, and understanding how to find the right mentor, but understanding to identify the qualities of the mentors that will suit you now and into the future is important. And then we're going to end this series on the results of the mentoring relationship. So what should you get out of it if you're the mentor, and what should you get out of it if you're the mentee? Now, on today's episode, we are going to talk about what mentoring is, and then the second thing we're going to cover is what are the roles of the mentor and the mentee. Mentoring is guidance provided by a mentor to a mentee over a period of time. Now, in this series, we're going to talk about professional mentorship. But in life, we have the kinds of mentors that will advise us during our professional careers. And then we have mentors that will advise us in other parts of our life. So sometimes our parents can be mentors. In other times, religious leaders or godparents or spiritual leaders can be spiritual mentors. In other parts of our lives, we have people who are financial mentors for personal wealth. We have people who mentor us in how to be great humans. Some of these mentors in both aspects of your life, your personal life and your professional life. Some of them are formalized and others of them are from a distance. So let's talk about what a mentor is, and then we'll talk about what a mentee is, and then we'll wrap up this episode of the Daily Coffee Pro. So, what is a mentor? A mentor is somebody who is experienced and is a trusted advisor in whatever it is that you're seeking to get mentorship in. As I said, in this series, we're only going to talk about professional mentoring, but take everything that we learn in this and apply it in your personal life, your spiritual life, in your financial wealth building life. When it comes to mentors, it's all applicable, but there are some caveats with regards to professional mentoring. So a mentor is somebody who's experienced and trusted, as we said. It's important to understand the role that the mentor will play in a relationship, just like what happens when you have a consultant. I often think of mentoring as free consulting, although mentoring can be paid for. So for me, the paid version of mentoring is coaching. That's the way that I view it. Mentoring on the other side of that is usually free, but it can be paid for, as I said. And you look for mentors who have walked the path that you would like to walk, just ahead of you, a long way ahead of you. Much like a consultant, your mentor or a mentor should have specific knowledge and experience about certain things that you're looking for mentoring in, and they should have access to a network, lots of relationships. The more experienced your mentor is, or a mentor is, the more relationships a mentor has, the more valuable they're going to be as a mentor. When we look at the types of different mentors, so not only can a mentor be characterized by whether they are a mentor in advising you in your career or in your business or in an element of that. An example would be, I'm choosing my words very carefully, as you can tell, simply because the idea of a mentor is quite a sacred situation. I have a couple of mentors, and I have had other mentors in the past, and some of those relationships have gone great, and some of those relationships fizzled out very quickly. And I got better at learning how to get better mentors. But the thing about a mentor is you don't have to know all of them. So I have a couple of mentors from afar. They don't know me and I don't know them personally, but they do mentor me through their actions, their knowledge, their approach to certain things, and I take a lead from them. An example of that would be Brené Brown, who is she's a professor, and she's a professor at the University of Houston, and she deals with research in vulnerability and in shame. This is a subject I'm particularly interested in because I think a lot of the roadblocks that get in the way of people being successful in their careers or in business come from not finding strength in their vulnerability and not stepping and constantly stepping into shame. And so I don't know her, I haven't met her, but I follow a lot of her work and she mentors me from afar. Mark Dundon is a mentor that I do know, and I have engaged him. And we'll talk later this week about how I went. He's a formal mentor for me. If I need advice, I give him a call. He is an absolute trailblazer in our industry. I formally approached him about becoming my mentor, or one of my mentors, and he accepted, and we'll talk this week about how that relationship goes. So mentors, the key thing is they are experienced and trusted. If you are approaching somebody as a mentor because they're famous or popular, that is not a good reason to approach someone unless you want mentoring in how to become famous and popular. Now, what is a mentee? A mentee is somebody who is seeking or being mentored. And I have a bunch of mentees that I mentor. The importance of the mentee is that they are somebody who is seeking to be mentored. So you can't enforce yourself on somebody as a mentor, because the important part of that is that they want the guidance that you've got to give. They are interested in learning from your experience. They are determined and have grit, etc., in absorbing the wealth of knowledge that you have. The mentee needs to recognize themselves as a mentee in order for the mentor-mentee relationship to exist. Otherwise, it's just like a parent who's trying to tell a child that doesn't want to listen. It's not helpful. The mentor-mentee relationship can go for a short period of time. So, for example, if you're seeking mentorship from someone to prepare you for a latte art competition, then you're not paying them as a consultant. You're engaging them as a mentor or an unpaid coach, which is a mentor. And they're just going to help you with that relationship from now until the end of the competition. And that's it, that relationship's done. Or you can engage someone as a long-term mentor. Again, later this week, we will talk about how you continue to assess those relationships and keep them thriving and growing and being valuable to both parties. But that's the definitions of the basis that we're going to be expanding everything on this week. We've defined what mentoring is. It's a relationship. We've defined what a mentor is. It's someone who is experienced and trusted. We've defined what a mentee is. That's somebody who's looking to be advised by a mentor, an experienced and trusted advisor. And so the relationship between the mentor and the mentee is what solidifies the quality of the relationship in mentoring. And this week we are going to deep dive about all of this. If you have any questions, head to our website, mapaforward.org, and click on the button that says Ask the Daily Coffee Pro, and we will work your questions into the content as we go through the content this week. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.